Hey, what's up everybody around the world? Welcome back to another tutorial in Revit Global Knowledge. Today I'm going to show you another tip how to use an adaptive component in Revit, because most of my previous tutorial I got talking and I got make a tutorial a lot about adaptive component. So I thought it would be helpful if I can make a tutorial or you need to know about adaptive component, because most of Revit user or beginner level, they don't know yet what is exactly adaptive component and how to use it properly and what is the thing update they need to know inside that. Okay, so now I think I don't want to explain too much here. We will straight away go to our project together. But before I get things started, I would like to ask you, and this is your first time reaching out to my channel or visiting to my channel and you want to learn more about Revit, make sure hit subscribe button below and turn on for all notifications so you won't miss my future tutorial. Let's go to our adaptive component together. Here I am in Revit interface. I'm going to family, then new, because our adaptive component is stand for family. Go to English for metric. Then basically we got two types to create our adaptive component. One is curtain panel pattern, but it got 4.4 adaptive component. Basically curtain panel pattern, but we using for create pattern as they mentioned here, curtain panel pattern base. And secondly, we are using for generate model adaptive is a adaptive that we want to create some kind of complex project or complex shape. We're using that because here is a flexible, is an adaptive. So I just take away select here, then hit open up, or you can select double click here to open up your adaptive family. One area on my adaptive family, I'm going to explain you all the setting up here that you need to know before you process that to understand and analyze to create your form, solid form. So what I want to explain first thing, you need to take a look on your toolbar there. Here we got some create and insert view, manage and add in and modify, same as our generate model pattern base or curtain panel pattern base. It's same as a thing, but what is different? Let's say if I straight away create some rectangle, then I start pop up, start something like this, then just hit escape. Here as you can see, just a 4 line, but when I going to create form is a solid form. It's same as our conceptual mask or mask to create our complex shape. And of course, when you saw that it's got 3 different arrow here, you can play around with that, same as our conceptual map. Basically you can using that for applying into your project. Also is a component. You just create your solid form there, and you can straight away apply your pattern. You can divide surface here and you can create another pattern to apply that. It's easier and also can for create that, but this is not correct way, because all of that they got separate already. What is mask and what is adaptive component and what is curtain panel pattern, but it's a different concept. So don't straight away use this one. Just I want to tell you what is exist in adaptive component. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Z up to second first. And remember here you can edit profile also, same as your mask, conceptual mask. You can see here I can edit profile, and I can either make it like this, and I can delete here and connect here to make another form here. When I hit finish up, it will become like this, as you can see here. And of course there I can play around also. Okay, as you can see here. So now I prefer to delete this guy first. Okay, the next step is how to place our adaptive. I just go to my reference, then go to point, then I straight away place point here, one, hit escape first. Let me work on work plan first. Reference, set and work plan, then I'm going to place here one, hit escape first. Let's show my work plan first. Okay, correct. Here is the adaptive that we want to create that, but not what I want to show you. Is basically it is like here, just a normal point here is a placement reference point, not become our adaptive component yet. So how can we make it? We got two ways to create that. One, you just go to your toolbar there, then go to is here is a make an adaptive, or you can straight away go to your property panel there and drop down finding for adaptive component. As you can see here point, and there is mentioned here this guy over there is only for reference point. If I drop down that, I will show two more. The two more guy there is also the adaptive component, but for placement point is if you're using for placement point, when you place another point they will mention placement, they will mention for adaptive number 1, number 2, number 3 or number 4. But if I straight away select on share shape heading point, is become a single adaptive component, no mention number at all. This is the difference between these two guys. So I straight away placing point, placement point here apply. So as you can see here, now we got mention our adaptive component is a number 1, as you can see. But how can we copy that? You just straight away just like that and copy is as no more here, just simply copy that. But when you copy that, as you can see here they got mentioned adaptive 1, adaptive 2, adaptive 3 and adaptive 4. This is how we can make it. Or some case I don't want to mention that, I just want to place my adaptive point easier, and can go to reference, then go to point, plus point here, hit escape, select my point there and go to our property, drop down find the adaptive, and I just drop down it for set holding point, hit apply. As you can see here it's an adaptive but no mention for the number at all. This is how you can make it more effectively with your adaptive component. So I just delete the guy. Now it's time to create our shape. I just go to reference using our rectangle, then make sure you work on face and make sure you turn on for 3D snapping also. So I can straight away start something like this. I think we use 4 line, then I can connect it that. Hit escape. Once I connect that, I got my rectangle point, and of course I can select that and make it for create solid form, same as before. But this time we got an adaptive, we can play around here. As you can see here, we are not only going to play this way. I need to unlock first to play only this way to minimize your dimension, but we can play around with our adaptive also to create complex shape and conceptual form that you want to create. As you can see here, let me hit escape first. But this one is just for form that you want to play around. But let's say I want to create exact structure to my panel there. Let's say I want to create some kind of round structure on my rectangle shape here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to my reference, then go to point there, simply place point anywhere that I want, just place here, then hit escape. First thing I'm going to walk through with you for this guy over there. It is like there is a different from our option, because our first option for placing point is only for reference point. As you can see here, it is a reference point, and another guy for number 1 until number 4 there is our adaptive component, and this guy over there is different from this first two guy. So what is different? Basically this guy over there is quite different, because this one we just use it for reference to create our exact structure and exact pattern that you want to create into your project. So when I select here, I just go to my property there, then I drop down on it. I will show another measurement here is an measurement, normalized curve, and measurement for measure form. What is this three guy? I'm going to show you what is work about this option here. So what is non-normalized curve parameter? When I select here, as you can see here, we got a different number between normalized curve parameter and non-normalized curve parameter. What is non-normalized curve parameter? Non-normalized curve parameter is counting between your first point until your second point here. Mean you just count from here, first adaptive, until your point here only. Let's say if I want to make it about 15, cannot because our value from here not enough. So let's say if I want to count it about 8 or about 2, hit apply. As you can see here they will count from here until here only. If I make it for 1, we will remove also. This is how you can control if you want to create one structure here and another structure here, and you want between the first point and second point here, and another one is between that about 2 or 3 or 5 is meant for the middle there. You can using for non-normalized curve parameter to control that. So now we going to move next step. Let's move to another step here. Let's say we're using for normalized curve parameter. Normalized curve parameter, a lot of Revit user they are using that. Also me using this is quite productive to using for normalized curve parameter. What is normalized curve parameter? Normalized curve parameter is basically count from our first adaptive until second adaptive. How do you know how we count that? Okay, for example, as you can see here, normalized curve parameter, this guy over there is stand for 0.40, and I can count this one line there is 100%. So mean we can divide this one is 10% is 0.1, 0.2, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6 until 10 is 100%. This is how we count that. So I'm going to count it about 0.2. So here we'll be moving, as you can see it as the count is 0.9, will be moved to here also, as you can see here. Mean this one from our first adaptive until second adaptive, this one is 90%. This is how we use our normalized curve parameter, and this guy over there we're using for control our structure also. But how could you control that? Just only the one point there. You need to select another reference, then select another point, then you can place here also, and you can straight away select here, then make it for 0.9 also, then apply. As you can see here is a different direction because there we count number 3 is there, that's why we count it, we count something like this. So how to change direction? You just select here, or you can change from measure from beginning to end. They will be transferred to another one, but here count from number 1, so I count from 0.9, apply, as you can see here, and I can straight away select these two guys and using splines through point, and I can place another one to create our structure. And make sure you select your point and check it for identity that is a reference line. This is how you can use that. Let me show you first. If I place another point here, then I can place, then I can set a plan and using for circle and make it like this. As you can see here, here is what and your normalized curve parameter that you can using with your adaptive component. So move on to next step is what is segment length? Okay, what is segment length? Segment length is counted by number of measurement. As you can see here, here is a number of measurement. Our number of measurement is unit number is stand in millimeter. Why this one stand by millimeter? Because when our first start we never set up our unit number, so for this one it depends on how you set up it in millimeter or centimeter or meter. It depends how you can set up. So let's say I select UN for shortcut key for unit project unit, then I change it from millimeter to meter. So my number there will be changed also when I select my point here. As you can see here, will become 1.7.5, And of course I can play around with that with exact number that I want to do. As you can see, we will move up. Okay, so I think is we continue to another one is when I drop in down finding for normalized segment length and chop length. Basically, normalized segment length is following the first adaptive and second adaptive. I think same as our normalized curve parameter, so I don't want to wasting time to show you that because mostly we use only for the first three only. And for chop length is about same as our segment length is using for between first adaptive and second adaptive is using for numbering also. So I will skip these two and continue to another step. And I want to delete this guy also. And how to create form, you just follow same as before, and you can check it out my previous tutorial. I will put link in description for all those are using for adaptive component to create facade and create structure inside my project tutorial. So I will put link in description, you can check it out because this one I just explain to you what exactly and how effectively you need to use an adaptive today. Same like dynamo, you can using dynamo for to combination with your project is more faster than productivity. Okay, so now I want to create form. First thing I need to set a plan first. I just set a plan. Then I can using for reference, then rectangle or model, then go using for rectangle. But make sure you turn off for 3D snapping if you want to draw a rectangle on your project. So I will turn off. So I can start draw from here, make it like this as you can see here. And of course you can create a simple parameter for your structure also, because basically when you create the form you might be need to create a parameter to so what is next step that you want to apply, because you need to play around with it as an architect. Sometimes you put structure about, let's say I put column for first floor for 300 or 400, but suddenly after structural engineer they got calculation is a different column size that need to stand for the high-rise building. So I will change it. That's why you need to create a parameter also for your column or for your adaptive components for a parameter. Easier for you for next round, you just change one, will be change all. The reason we are using Revit, you know already I think, because we want to stand out from transitional using AutoCAD become a BIM, because it's a building information modeling is a future construction that we are engineer, MEP or architecture must be used that to improve your design process and faster way. So I can select DI for shortcut key for dimensions like first point until second point and select another one. And of course you can create a normal parameter also, just like here, then go to label there, create new. Then for the first day I'm going to make it for height, and another one I'm going to make it for width. Okay, so I can go to my family type, I can play around with that. Let's say I want to make my height 1 meter and I want to make my width only for 0.2, 200 millimeter, hit apply. So my parameter will be changed as you can see here, and I can change it to 3 meter. So the reason we store our width is 0 because we need to adjustment with our unit number. UN for shortcut key, go to meter, then I can change it to like this, 2 decimal plan, hit OK. As you can see here, that's how you can using your adaptive component more effectively, and you can create your structure. Just simply create that as you can see here. And this one is, remember, it's an adaptive, you can play around, just remember. Okay, so now I think we almost finished our step already. I'm going to create some another form that can make you more understand about that. Let's say I want to set a plan for vertical like this, then I can change it to 100. 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 Then I can chan Then I can start using for splines through point. Okay, I think we use splines through point is the best. Okay, sorry, let me select first reference, then on work plan, then I'm going to using for splines through point. Okay, this one is cannot, so what we can, so that we're using our spline. Okay, then I can simply place my point there, place here something like this, then go to set, create a rectangle or circle, set a plan, just draw it out like this. Okay, like here, like my line, then create a solid form. Okay, another tools like create our element. In some case you need to play around a bit more for this kind of shape, as you can see here, because it's a difference between your work plan and draw on face. This is the reason. I think because we set a wrong plan to draw that, that's why we cannot create that. Let's try another one. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, so the next step is, let's say I want to create port and create the structure for stand for vertical, and I want to control for a parameter also. How could I solve that? If you watch my previous tutorial about create a parameter while mesh fin in Revit, you will saw that. So I will quick way to show you before we finish our tutorial. Go to our reference, then go to our point and simply work on work plan, plus point here like this, and make an adaptive. Just make an adaptive. Go to reference, plus another point, and plus on top of that. Then I select my point that I create the last one here. You will saw some offset there. I can control that. Let's say I want to make it about 900. Hit apply. So my point will be coming up. Okay, sorry about that. As you can see here, my point will become there. The reason for that, because we never set up our work plan and draw on surface properly. This is the what happened. So how could we solve that? Basically, I want to return back to my first one first, easier for me. So I'm going to undo there, just like here. Then scroll down until for the first point that I create. So it will be running back my first point there, as you can see here. Then I can select these two guys. Again, go to reference, go to point, select point on top, hit escape, select my point here. Then I take a look on my dimension there, on my property. I got some offset there, as you can see here, and of course I can control with a parameter also. Let's say I want to make it for 3.5 meter. Then I can apply. So we'll be going up, as you can see here. Then now I want to control as a parameter. How to solve that? I just select my rectangle associate family parameter here. Then create new. I will make it for control point vertical. It's okay. So after that, I can control that. If I want go to my family there, I can make it for 2 meter. Hit apply, as you can see here. Then I can go to model, then go to lines, make sure turn on for 3D trapping, start from here until here, hit escape. Okay, this one because we work on work plan. Go to reference, then go to line, draw on face, start from here until here. Reference point, place our point here, then set a plan, set like this, rectangle circle, hit escape, select here, then select here again, create form, solid form, and I can control that. I go to family type. I will make it for 3.5 meters, same as before. Hit apply. As you can see, it will be automatically, and I can make it 1 meter. Okay, that's how you can create your adaptive component more effectively and use and understand more about adaptive component. Okay guys, it's pretty much. I think we take around 10 minutes 15 minutes only. Thank you for watching, and I hope you got understand more about what is adaptive component work and how to make it properly. I got show you about the mistake, I got show you about the right way on my tutorial there. I hope you got understand more, and when you facing the problem you can solve that like me. Thank you for watching from start to finish, and thumbs up, like and share. If you are a new member of first time read here, make sure you hit subscribe button and turn on for all notifications so you won't miss my future tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I see you for another tutorial in Revit, and have a nice weekend. Thank you.